Hey guys, I hope you're all having a good weekend. I think today I'm just gonna outline my house and then collect ores. But yeah, let's go do that. Am I the asshole for sleeping with my sister's husband? I, 29 female, find myself in a complicated and difficult situation that has strained my relationship with my sister, 31 female. I recently slept with her husband and now she refuses to speak to me. However, I genuinely believe that I am not solely to blame for the fallout, and I need impartial judgment on whether I am the asshole in this scenario. Prior to the incident, I noticed some questionable behavior from my brother-in-law, 33 male, towards me. Feeling concerned about my sister's well-being, I decided to address the issue with her. However, she dismissed my concerns, leaving me unsure of how to proceed. My sister works as a flight attendant and is gone more than she is at home. My brother-in-law recently lost his job and was feeling depressed. During one of her frequent absences from home, she asked me to keep her husband company. She trusted me and didn't believe the warnings that I gave her about his behavior towards me, but I saw this as an opportunity to support their marriage and help them rebuild their connection. Unfortunately, as we spent more time together, our bond deepened and we eventually crossed the line that should have never been crossed. We had both been drinking and he was complaining to me about the troubles in their marriage and how he hasn't been for a while. He was crying and I decided to comfort him. One thing led to another and we did the unthinkable. I woke up realizing the nature of what I did and immediately realized the nature of what had happened. We both were so intoxicated that we stupidly ended up falling asleep. I woke to my sister screaming and hitting the both of us, screaming, "How could you do this to me? We're sisters. I trusted you." She wouldn't even give me a chance to explain and kicked me out of the house. Now my sister refuses to speak to me. She has filed for divorce. Our parents are siding with her, saying that I've violated every family moral. However, I believe that there are multiple factors at play here, and I am not the only one responsible for the breakdown of their marriage. While I acknowledge my mistake, I also question why my sister failed to address the issues in her relationship and why she left her husband in my care without setting clear boundaries. I do feel a sense of guilt and remorse for my actions, but I also recognize that my sister and her husband had their fair share of problems. It's unfair to place all the blame on me when there were underlying issues that existed long before our involvement. That being said, I understand my sister's anger and hurt. I am willing to accept responsibility for my actions and make amends, but I also believe that it is crucial for her to acknowledge her role in this situation. Rebuilding trust and repairing our relationship will require open and honest communication from both parties. In sharing my story, I hope for an unbiased judgment and guidance on how to navigate this difficult situation. Update. Okay guys, I get it. You guys have ripped me apart in the comments, and yeah, I admit I messed up. After deeply reflecting on my actions and seeking advice from others, I have come to realize the extent of the hurt and damage I caused to my sister. I genuinely regret my behavior and am now fully aware that I was in the wrong. There's no excuse for what I did. I think I was trying to excuse my actions because the thought of it all weighs too painful. Last night after reading the comments, I mustered up the courage to reach out and apologize to my sister. Unfortunately, despite my sincere efforts, she has not only refused to speak to me but has also blocked me from all forms of communication. The fact that my sister has taken such deep measures is upsetting to me. I yearn for her forgiveness and genuinely want her back in my life. However, I understand that I cannot force her to reconcile or forgive me on my terms. I have sought advice from friends and family on how to navigate this situation, but it seems like the best course of action for now is to respect her boundaries and give her the space that she clearly needs. I have continued to reflect on my actions and have sought therapy to address the underlying issues that led to my hurtful behavior. I found some online and plan on calling soon to get started up to help figure out the root for my behavior. I am committed to personal growth and becoming a better person regardless of whether or not my sister chooses to reconnect with me, in which I will never give up trying. I have also reached out to mutual friends and family members hoping they might act as intermediaries or offer support in bridging the gap between us. However, I understand that they too must respect my sister's boundaries and not get involved in our personal personal dispute. I heard from my mother that he told her that I initiated the entire thing and got him drunk, then forced myself onto him, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I can't believe he'd throw me under the bus after I was there for him for so long. Guess I really looked like the fool, huh? The pain of not being able to communicate with my sister is devastating, but I am determined to learn from my mistakes and make amends in any possible way. I will continue to work on myself and strive to become someone who deserves her forgiveness, even if it takes a significant amount of time. To say the past few months have been insane is an understatement. I feel like my entire world has caved in. While I hold on to hope that one day my sister will be willing to reopen the lines of communication, I also acknowledge the possibility that she may never want to speak to me again. Regardless, I will continue to grow, learn, and reflect on my actions, knowing that healing and reconciliation are processes that cannot be rushed or forced. I hope my sister sees my remorse and my effort to grow. I will update if anything further happens. Am I the asshole for shitting on my girlfriend's family's floor? Throwaway for obvious reasons. The title sounds pretty ridiculous, but as I will explain, it can happen. Essentially, I, 32 male, went to my girlfriend's, 27 female, house for a date. I hadn't seen her for a while as I was working across the country on a project, so naturally I was quite excited to see her. I am very friendly with her family and was delighted to see that her father, a chef, had cooked a delicious looking meal and I was getting reacquainted with them. As I said, I hadn't seen my girlfriend in 2 months. It was a wonderful occasion and we were talking. I will admit I had a few drinks and the atmosphere was pretty good and there was great music, great vibes all around. I was eating from this delicious freshly cooked banquet and her cousins started to arrive. I was delighted to meet them. As I said, I'm very good friends with the extended family. And we really started to hit it off. I had a few more drinks and I will admit I was starting to feel a little bit nauseous and tired. Although I had just came off an 8-hour flight, so I chalked it down to that. I will note at this point that I suffer from IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and I take medication for it. I feel the need to go to the bathroom to relieve myself, so I go up. I sit down on the toilet, open my phone, and start browsing the internet. And I release the best part of a very large excrement. Then I lose my positioning and I slip to the side, but I regain my posture. I wipe my private area and think nothing more of it. As I mentioned, I am quite dizzy. I wash my hands and head back out to the party. We are talking, chilling, and there is all around great vibes when my girlfriend's cousin, let's call him Chuck, comes out to the kitchen and whispers something to my girlfriend's uncle. He walks out and I hear a loud "what the frick?" We all sort of walk out and I look in the door and see a disgusting drizzle of crap all around the door side of the toilet and it looks disgusting. My girlfriend's father walks out and also says "what the frick?" and I am nervous. I say to him, I think I saw Tucker, one of my girlfriend's other cousins, looking a bit sick. But then just in my horrible luck, Tucker comes out and says, "What the frick, are you serious?" At this point I am shitting bricks, thankfully not literally, and I am looking for any way out of this situation. There is like 7 to 6 people at the party, but most of them arrived quite recently and I am the only one who was known to have gone to the bathroom. My girlfriend's mother starts crying and I feel awful. Basically the whole atmosphere is ruined. My girlfriend's dad goes in to clean it up with the aid of her brother and I walk back to the kitchen, but there's a very edgy vibe for the rest of the evening and I feel like my girlfriend might suspect something. Am I the asshole 26 female for calling my boyfriend 28 male disgusting for knowing so much about his sister's periods? Might be a bit confusing, but please bear with me. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a year. My boyfriend has been taking care of his siblings, 16 female, 12 female, 11 male, since his oldest sister was born. When he was 18, he moved out of his parents' house and took them with him. He currently has custody over all his siblings. He is a really hard worker and I haven't seen him or his siblings struggle at all. They have all they need and as far as I know have never gone to bed hungry because of him. One of the reasons I fell in love with him is because of his caring nature, especially for his siblings. I'm not going to explain the whole dynamics as I know what it is, but when I say taking care, I mean he took care of them from buying food to helping with homework. He did it all and was basically mom and dad for them, and he still finished school in the process. His younger brother even calls him dad. His parents are the definition of deadbeats. Current situation with them is that they don't even know if the parents are alive and they have no other family. These four is all that is left of the whole family. I slept over at his house last night. This morning around 6 a.m., his sister, 12 female, came into the kitchen crying hysterically. She woke up with blood in her pants and freaked out. She started with her period. My boyfriend got her to calm down and explain that she is alright and everything will be okay. He then gave her a brief explanation of what is happening and that her body is changing. He asked her to go take a shower to get cleaned up and told her where to find the pads his other sister, 16 females, using and to use them as the older sister showed her. When she left to go and take a shower, he said, "Shit, I thought we would have another year left." I asked what he meant and he said his sister, 16, started her period when she was 13 and he knows not all females and bodies are the same, but he thought it would be around the same time. So he was a bit unprepared for the discussing. I was shocked with that comment and the fact that he knew his sister used pads. Why does he know when she started her period in the first place? Why does he know what she uses? I wanted to ask him why he knows this but kept the question to myself. When his sister returned from the shower, he asked if everything was alright or if she was having any discomfort. I started to get disgusted when he asked that question. He told her that she doesn't have to go to school today and he will take her for some shopping. After breakfast, he sat her down in the living room and explained everything in detail to her regarding what is going on, what will happen, all of it. He said he helped the older sister with her first time and will help her as well. He finished with saying that his sister 16 will be able to help her more with the type of products to use and how they work. I was surprised, shocked, and disgusted about all the things he told her. He was correct in everything that he told her, but no brother should know that much about what is happening to his sisters' bodies. Unfortunately, his oldest sister wasn't at home to help. She had a sleepover at a friend due to a project for school, so he took charge of explaining everything. He must have seen the disgust in my face and asked me what is wrong, and it just slipped out. I told him, "You are a disgusting pig." The words just kept coming out of my mouth. I couldn't stop talking. I told him exactly what I thought about the situation and that it's disgusting that he knows that much, especially about his own sisters, and is now trying to coach the younger sister on what to do. He just asked me to leave. He didn't argue, yell, nothing, just said leave my house. I know I went about it in the wrong way, but my stance is the same. No brother should know that much about his own sister's body function. Edit. If you don't believe me, that is fine, but don't comment. I was there, I said what I said, don't know what I can say other than what I know to prove this is real. I just want to know if I'm the asshole, if my stance is correct, and if I should apologize for everything I said. Seeing some of the comments, I think you guys are not understanding my point. I don't want to sound mean, but he could have just called his sister to explain everything to her, or better asked me to explain it to her. I would have been a lot better if it came from another girl. Yes, he explained everything correctly and even told her about the different products to use, but said the other sister will explain those better as she has experience in what actually works. Why didn't he ask me to explain anything to her? I would have done it gladly. There are certain things that should stay private and especially a brother should not know. Update, first and last. To everyone saying he would leave me, you were right. He dumped me. I went to his house to apologize to him and his little sister. The 16-year-old was there as well. She slapped me and shouted at me, calling me vile names. She shouted at me for trying to break the family apart and trying to say that her father is a pedo. My now ex got her to stop and sent her to her room along with the other siblings. I wanted to apologize, but before I could even start, he told me to keep my mouth shut and listen. He forgave me before I even asked for forgiveness and said what he can't forgive is the fact that I basically turned his little sister against him and making her doubt his intentions. It took him almost a full day to get her to talk to him, and she only talked to him after the 16-year-old assured her that he did nothing wrong and only wanted to help her like he helped her. His exact words were, "You turned one of my children against me. That is something I can't and will not forgive. You are dead to me, and now get the frick out my house." house. He said it with so much anger in his voice, and I could see in his eyes that he absolutely hated me in that moment. I was actually scared for myself in that moment. I have talked to some of my friends about this, and you might be glad to hear, but I'm losing friends as well. Even my own sister is now refusing to talk to me. Yes, in our house, my father had nothing to do with our periods, and my mom handled everything. What should I have done? I thought that he did something wrong. I can see I'm in the wrong, but still, why am I being punished for this? His words really hurt me. That is not fair. I didn't even get the chance to explain myself or anything. After he was done talking, he again just kicked me out of his house. His words really hurt me. That is not fair. I didn't even get a chance to explain myself or anything. After he was done talking, he again just kicked me out of his house. I am blocked everywhere and can't get a hold of him. I even tried his sister's phone, but I'm also blocked there. Edit, please stop asking me for his contact number and his name in the comments. I'm not giving that to anyone. Why would I do that and have one of you try and steal him from me? I screwed up, I know, but I will fix it and get him back. I really do love him and I know he still loves me. This was just a speed bump. Just wait and see, we will be together again. Okay guys, I finished the outline of my... Okay, we almost had a casualty there, but our sheep is fine. But I finished the outline of my house, and don't worry, the candles are there just so mobs don't spawn. And we also got a pink sheep, so comment down below what I should name them. And make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.